Jeff, that was a funny face.
That was a funny noise.
I think somebody has a squeaky chair.
Yeah.
What in the world did I just walk into?
Hi, Doug. What's going on?
Hi, David.
Hi, Doug.
Good evening.
Good evening. Got a couple minutes.
David, I'm looking out my window. I see some snow flying, some snowflakes flying.
Yeah, they were flying when I was headed back to Newark.
Hush.
I think we're getting 3 inches tonight.
Yeah. I hope not. That's not the report I read, but it can change. We got salt, we got plows, we got help. We'll be out there if need be.
Okay, it is March 1st, 2021. It is 5:45 p.m. We're going to start this Finance Committee meeting. Present are council members Lang, Harris, Blake, and Bub, and Marmee. First item on the agenda is a request for appropriation in the amount of $11,050.
Good evening. This is a request in our Justice Reinvestment Incentive Grant. We did a budget revision about a month ago with the Department of Corrections. Noticed that we had an excess in the health insurance line item, so we want to move that before we have to send it back to the state. So our grant's ending June 30th. So the $11,050, we would like to appropriate that money in the law enforcement account, and we would like to purchase some GPS units.
I'll offer a motion.
Second.
I got a motion by Bub, a second by Lang. Any questions and or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by thumbs up. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation in the amount of $400.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this is, we had a firefighter that recently resigned, and this is his payout.
I'll offer a motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Bub, second by Lang. Any questions and or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by thumbs up. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is a request for a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor of the city of Newark to submit an application to the Ohio Department of Public Safety for an award of fiscal year 2021-2022 funding under the Ohio EMS Training and Equipment Grant Program.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this is mine also. This is an annual EMS supply grant. Typically, they use that money to buy approved supplies and equipment for the EMS units.
I'll offer a motion.
Motion by Bub, second by Lang. Any questions and or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by thumbs up. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. And finally, a request for appropriation in the amount of $16,462.76.
That one is mine also. The state of Ohio gives the police department money for mandatory training. At the end of last year, that money was inadvertently taken from their accounts. So they're asking for it to be put back into their funds so they can use it for training for this year.
I'll offer a motion.
Second.
Motion by Bub, second by Lang. Questions and or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by thumbs up. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much, Director.
Thank you.
concludes our Finance Committee meeting. Next up, I believe, is service. Yes, it is.
And we'll start here in just a minute. Oops, wrong side. All right, we'll call the service committee meeting to order. Those present are myself, Harris, Blake, Ryan Bubb, Jonathan Lang, Spencer Barker. Jonathan, are you there? Actually, I don't see your video. All right, thank you. Just one item up for consideration tonight, resolution number 21-15, a resolution authorizing and directing the Director of Public Service to sell by internet auction personal property, including motor vehicles no longer needed for public use or for which are obsolete or unfit for the use for which it was acquired.
I can speak. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I can speak to that, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Mr. Hickman.
The police department approached me. They would like to be able to sell property that they have on gov deals, mainly vehicles. They think it would be a way for them to free up space at the impound lot a lot more effectively and efficiently. So they're requesting that they be authorized to use gov deals for that purpose.
Okay. Any questions from the committee?
I'll offer a motion, Mr. Chair.
Motion by
second.
Bub, seconded by Barker. The question, Mr. Blake.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Director Hickman, is this a separate auction that we typically, I know there's usually David Rhodes comes forward with an auction to get rid of city property and equipment. Is this in addition to?
This would be in addition to that, which I've spoken with Director Rhodes. They still want to have in-person auctions. This would be specific for the police department, but they would still be contributing items to the in-person auctions later in the year.
Mr. Lang.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just point of order. I think you had called me as a member of this committee. I think it's Mr. Harris and not me.
You're right. I apologize. So
No worries. Just wanted to correct the record.
Yep. So those in attendance are Harris, myself, Jeff Rath, Jeremy Blake, Ryan Budd, Spencer Barker. I just lost count there. All right. Any other questions on this particular issue at hand? Mr. Blake.
So one final question, Mr. Chair. What is there a listing of the items that are going to go up on gov deals?
Well, they haven't done it yet, but I'm sure that there will be. I'm not sure exactly how the process works. I've never been involved with that personally.
Well, I guess, I mean, you know what you want to, they know what they want to put up there. So I was just curious of what they're going to be planning to auction. So
Mainly automobiles, whether it's department-owned vehicles that they don't need anymore or impounded vehicles that they've received title to.
can the committee get a copy of what they're going to auction?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Quick question, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Bob.
Mr. Hickman, and you might not have the answer for this, but I know when David Rhodes has done this previously, this has gone back to the general fund. Is this something with these gov deals that the police department's wanting to keep in their budget, or are they wanting to return it to the general fund?
The discussions that I've had, that any property that the department owns, if it's a department-owned vehicle, that money will go back to them. If it's an impounded vehicle, then that will go back to the general fund.
Thank you.
Any further questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of passing this on to council signify with a thumbs up. All opposed, same sign. That will move forward to council with a vote of 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Hickman. Appreciate your
Thank you.
time. That concludes the service committee meeting. Up next, I believe, will be personnel.
It's street department.
I'm sorry, street department.
Yeah, the streets. Give everybody a moment to turn their cameras on. All right. So I'd like to call this meeting of Streets Committee to order. Council members present are Hall, Blake, Rath, Labutus, Lang, Marmee, and myself, Fennell. This evening, we will be considering ordinance number 21-08, an ordinance vacating a 16.5 foot wide alley as shown on the plat of the canal land. As recorded in Plat Book 2, page 20 of the Licking County Plat Records, said alley is located between Margate and Canal Streets and between South First and South Second Streets. City Engineer, Mr. Moorhead, would you like to speak to this?
Yes, thank you, Sean. This is a short alley that's between Market and Canal Street. It's between First and Second Street. It's basically part of the Works parking lot improvement that they did last year. Underneath the alley, there are several utilities, though: electric, gas, storm sewer, and I think that's it. But so we'd retain an easement through the vacated alley portion, but as part of the plan that we approved with the Works last year, this is just kind of the tying up the loose ends and getting that alley vacated. They were considering actually some other process, but when we spoke to their attorney, we decided the best idea was to vacate the alley, and moving forward, then their entire parcel can be combined into one, and they'll have one tax bill as opposed to separate tax bills for the two parcels on either side of the alley. So.
All right, thank you. Is there any questions or discussion?
I'll offer a motion to send it on to council.
All right, we have a motion by Lang, a second.
Second.
Second by Labutus. All those in favor of moving ordinance 21-08 on to full council, please give me a thumbs up. All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion passes. The Streets Committee stands adjourned. Full council will start at 7 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.